Even the high school, I lived by myself. College, lived by myself. But you had a people around.
Meet Rui Hachimura, one of the few Blasian men, if not the only, who is a basketball player for the Los Angeles Lakers of the National Basketball Association. Born to a Beninese father and a Japanese mother, Rui didn't fit the mold. In a country where standing out isn't easy, and in a sport where Japan had never produced an NBA star like him. A late bloomer who didn't touch basketball until his teens, yet somehow he rose faster than anyone thought possible. From dominating Japanese high school gym to becoming the first Japanese player ever drafted in the NBA lottery, we would be taking a deep dive into the life of Rui Hachimura, his legacy, luxury lifestyle. But first, let's go back to where it all started. Kindly smash the like button and subscribe, because this is a story of breaking barriers, embracing who you are, and earning your place on the world's biggest stage. Before the bright lights of the NBA, before the crowds chanted his name, Rui Hachimura's story began far from the global spotlight, on the quiet streets of Toyama Prefecture, Japan, where a child of two worlds learned to carve out a place for himself. Rui was born on February 8, 1998, to a Japanese mother, Makiko, and a Beninese father, Zakari Jabil, a cultural blend that made him stand out in a country known for its homogeneity. Growing up mixed race in Japan wasn't always easy. He later shared that people often looked at him as different. Yet instead of shrinking under that gaze, he learned to grow within it, finding confidence through persistence and the support of a loving family. His name, Rui, meaning fortress or base, was chosen by his grandfather, a devoted baseball fan who imagined his grandson standing firm, strong, and unshakable. In those early years, Rui lived up to the name literally, starting his athletic journey not with basketball, but with baseball, playing both catcher and pitcher. But life has its turning points, and for Rui, that turning point arrived in adolescence. As he grew taller, much taller, and his natural athleticism intensified, basketball began calling to him with irresistible force. Leaving the baseball diamond behind, he stepped onto the hardwood courts of Meisei High School in Sendai, where everything began to accelerate. There, Rui blossomed from a curious newcomer to one of the most dominant high school basketball players Japan had ever seen. At Meisei, he led his team to 3 straight All-Japan high school tournament titles, a feat that echoed across the country and placed him firmly on the map as Japan's next great hope. By the time he was representing Japan at the under-17 and under-19 levels, towering over opponents with explosive force and surprising finesse, whispers about his future grew louder. Coaches spoke of him as a prodigy. Fans believed they were witnessing the rise of someone extraordinary. Still, beneath the spotlight, Rui was simply a teenager navigating identity, culture, and ambition, carrying his mother's diligence and his father's physical gifts, shaping his future with every practice, every challenge, every small victory. He had come a long way from Toyama, but the journey was only beginning. By his sophomore season, he was averaging nearly 20 points per game, earning first-team All-WCC honors, and reaching finalist status for major national awards. He became the first Japanese national to ever play in the NCAA Division I men's tournament, signaling a new era for Japanese basketball. With every leap, every mid-range jumper, every moment of dominance, Rui drew the eyes of the basketball world. And then came the night destiny called his name. The stage was Brooklyn, the year 2019. As the NBA commissioner stepped to the podium and read out, "With the 9th pick, the Washington Wizards select Rui Hachimura," history cracked open. Rui became the first Japanese player ever drafted in the NBA's first round, a moment that sent shockwaves through Japan and made him an instant national hero. His rookie season confirmed everything scouts had hoped for: strong scoring, versatility, poise under pressure. Rui earned a place on the NBA All-Rookie Second Team 2020, proving that he wasn't just making history, he was earning his place among the league's young stars. In Washington, Rui grew steadily, season after season. His deadly mid-range shot, rebounding presence, and physicality made him one of the Wizards' most reliable contributors. Fans admired his calm demeanor and smooth game, while analysts praised his steady improvement. He wasn't just representing a team, he was representing a nation. Japan watched every game, every highlight, every milestone. Then, in 2023, everything shifted again. Rui was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, joining one of the most storied franchises in sports history. In the gold and purple, his game blossomed further. Surrounded by veteran leadership and championship expectations, he found new ways to shine: impactful scoring off the bench, tough defense, and clutch playoff performances that cemented his place in the rotation. His presence became essential, his confidence more visible, his voice louder. On a team filled with stars, Rui carved out his own light, steady, increasing, and unmistakably his. Beyond the NBA, Rui's impact reached international heights. He carried Japan's flag at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic opening ceremony, a moment symbolizing not just athletic achievement, but cultural pride. He represented Japan in the FIBA World Cup, delivering standout performances and helping elevate the nation's global basketball presence. For a country where basketball once seemed overshadowed by baseball and soccer, Rui became a catalyst for change, a reason for kids to pick up a ball and believe that someday they too could stand on the NBA court. Rui Hachimura's professional story is still being written, but already it is one of courage, transformation, and quiet revolution. He overcame language barriers, cultural differences, and the weight of being the first to carve a path no Japanese player had ever fully walked. He is more than a forward, more than a draft pick, more than an international celebrity. He is a bridge between nations, a symbol of possibility, and a reminder that greatness often begins far from the spotlight, with a child who dreams, a family who believes, and a spirit that refuses to break. Rui Hachimura stands today not just as an NBA player, but as a trailblazer whose professional life has inspired millions. Let's move on to his wealth. Rui Hachimura's financial story begins the same way his basketball story does, with grit. Coming to America as a teenager who barely spoke English, he had no assurances of fame or fortune. Yet by 2025, the boy from Toyama had grown into one of the NBA's most successful international stars, both in performance and in earnings. When Rui entered the NBA as the 9th overall pick in 2019, he signed a rookie-scale deal worth $20.3 million guaranteed. It was a life-changing moment, not just for him, but for every young athlete watching from Japan. But his biggest financial leap came years later. In 2023, after proving himself in Washington, Rui was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, an opportunity that transformed his earning trajectory. The Lakers wasted no time. They locked him in with a 3-year, $51 million contract, fully guaranteed, paying him an average of $17 million per year. For the 2023 to 24 season alone, he earned $15.7 million, followed by $17 million in the 2024 to 25 season. In 2025 to 26, that figure rises again to $18.26 million, reflecting the Lakers' confidence in his expanding role. His total career earnings had already climbed past $71 million by early 2026, numbers few Japanese athletes have ever approached. By late 2025, Rui's net worth was estimated between $6 million and $12 million, depending on the financial source and valuation method. Unlike many young stars who splurge early, Rui's financial portfolio is defined by stability, reliable salary growth, secure guaranteed contracts, and careful lifestyle management. His earnings foundation is strong and still rising. But the court is only part of what fuels Rui's wealth. As one of the most recognizable athletes in Japan, his endorsement power carries global weight. Rui has built partnerships with a lineup of major brands including Jordan Brand, Nike, his flagship endorsement, Nissin Foods, G-Shock by Casio, Makita Tools, SoftBank, SMBC Group, and NBA 2K. These partnerships have elevated him beyond the role of an NBA player. They have made him a marketing icon in Japan and a growing brand in the US as well. Though many endorsement deals remain private in valuation, they are widely understood to provide a significant supplement to his NBA salary and to position him as one of Japan's most globally bankable athletes. Rui's financial life also extends to personal assets. His rising salary and endorsement portfolio have allowed him to invest in real estate and build a growing collection of personal luxuries. While he lives comfortably, his spending is measured. Friends, teammates, and media describe him as focused, thoughtful, and intentional. A young man who understands that financial success is not a finish line, but a long-term foundation. Straight away into his million-dollar mansion. When Rui first arrived in America, he barely spoke English. His world was a dorm room, a dream, and a basketball in his hands. But years later, after perseverance, growth, and a $51 million contract with the Lakers, he finally rewarded himself with a home that reflects the man he has become. In early 2024, Rui Hachimura made headlines not for a dunk or a playoff performance, but for a bold off-court investment, a $7.2 million modern farmhouse in Encino, California, nestled deep in one of the valley's most coveted residential pockets. The home, completed in 2023, feels like a sculpture of glass, stone, and warm wood, blending contemporary sharpness with a sense of peace. The house mirrors Rui's game, versatile, controlled, and powerful. There's a private movie theater, perfect for film study or late-night escapes, a fully equipped gym where he sharpens his body away from public eyes, a 3-car garage, sleek and modern, where his growing collection of cars rests after long road trips. Upstairs, the master suite feels like a personal resort. A fireplace burns softly at night. A balcony overlooks olive trees swaying below. The bathroom includes a spa-like soaking tub and a massive double shower, details designed for comfort and reflection. The outdoor world expands the home even further. A shimmering pool and spa, a sun deck kissed by California light, an outdoor kitchen and fireplace for gatherings, and a yard filled with Italian cypress and olive trees, reminding him of calm far from the arena roar. And tucked discreetly at the edge of the lot is an ADU, accessory dwelling unit, complete with its own kitchenette, a guest space, or perhaps a refuge for family visiting from Japan. Rui didn't just buy a house, he claimed a milestone. This Encino sanctuary stands as proof of how far he's come since the boy from Toyama first learned to navigate a foreign country, a foreign league, and the expectations of two nations. Unlike many young NBA stars who splurge on fleets of exotic cars, Rui chooses vehicles that fit his personality. Practical, stylish, versatile, and ready for whatever the world throws at him. Rui Hachimura doesn't need 10 cars to make a statement. His life on the court is loud enough. Off the court, his garage tells a different story, one of purpose, balance, and a touch of adventure. The first thing you notice is the rugged silhouette of his Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, a vehicle priced around $35,000, the entry point into his modest but meaningful collection. This isn't a flashy supercar, it's a symbol of freedom, a machine built for dirt roads, mountain paths, and long drives away from the spotlight. Rui has even posed with this Jeep in ads, its hard edges and off-road spirit mirroring his own resilience, forged through years of navigating challenges on 2 continents. Inside, the Wrangler offers just enough tech and comfort to feel modern without losing its rugged soul. It's the car he uses to escape, unwind, and reconnect with something real. Though Rui's entire collection is valued at about $255,000, according to lifestyle and celebrity reports, the second major vehicle in his garage is a luxury SUV, the Mercedes-Benz GLE, often cited as his daily comfort ride. Some reports suggest he rotates between premium SUVs, but what remains consistent is his preference: luxury, space, and stability. Whether it's a Mercedes-Benz GLE or a similar high-end model, Rui opts for a vehicle that balances professionalism with elegance, something befitting a global athlete navigating Los Angeles with quiet presence. Where other stars build garages filled with noise, Lamborghinis, McLarens, Ferraris, Rui builds one filled with meaning. His cars reflect his personality: grounded, not boastful; functional, not excessive; stylish, but never loud. The Wrangler shows his adventurous side. The luxury SUV shows his success, stability, and emerging global status. Together, they create a portrait of a rising star who hasn't lost sight of where he came from or where he's going. Rui Hachimura shows us that greatness doesn't always roar. It often drives quietly, confidently, and with intention. Beyond cars, mansions, and money is the personal struggles we all have to deal with. Joyful or sad, it's what molds us. When Rui left Japan to play at Gonzaga University, Rui didn't yet speak English. Every class, every practice, every conversation became a wall he had to climb. It was overwhelming enough that he briefly wondered if he should return to Japan. But he stayed, because his dreams were bigger than his fears. Over time, language turned from an obstacle into a tool, and isolation into confidence. The shy teenager who once struggled to communicate grew into a young man speaking to millions, on camera, at press conferences, and on the Olympic stage. Through it all, Rui remained tethered to his roots. His siblings, one brother Alan and two sisters, kept him grounded. Alan, now a professional player in Japan, shares his brother's quiet work ethic and competitive edge. In every interview, Rui credits his family for shaping the person behind the player. Whether it was his mother watching every game from Japan or his father teaching him the value of patience, Rui's journey is stitched with gratitude. And although he has embraced the limelight of Los Angeles, he still carries the humility of his upbringing. A reminder that no matter how far he travels, home moves with him. Rui protects his personal life with almost unbreakable privacy. While rumors occasionally swirl, he rarely addresses them. Some reports link him romantically to influencers such as Brianna Delgado, but Rui himself has never made any public confirmation, which aligns with his long-standing desire to keep relationships private. It's a choice rooted not in secrecy, but in intention. Rui understands fame's reach, and he chooses to build the most meaningful parts of his life away from crowded lenses. This quiet independence has become a signature trait, an anchor in a career that moves faster every year. Behind the jersey, Rui Hachimura is thoughtful, introspective, and deliberate. He laughs easily, values stillness, and loves the simple things: family visits, peaceful days, and moments when he can step away from the noise. He is proud of Japan, proud enough to carry its flag into the Tokyo Olympic opening ceremony, honored enough to represent it every time he takes the floor. Yet he is equally proud of his multicultural identity, an emblem of the blending worlds that raised him. In many ways, Rui isn't just an athlete, he is a bridge between countries, between cultures, between what Japanese basketball once was and what it is becoming. And as he continues shaping his legacy in the NBA, his journey, rooted in courage, culture, and unwavering humility, remains a powerful reminder that greatness is never built alone. Hope you enjoyed this video. Drop your comments below, and don't forget to extend your support by hitting the like button as well as sharing and subscribing. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next video.